Hey, what's going on everyone? So today I'm going to show you how to make this super fast and efficient gold and EXP farm. This farm is going to get you more gold than you'll probably ever need, and it can get you to 30 levels in a matter of seconds. Additionally, underneath there is a nether based sorting system along with auto crafters to automatically craft your gold nuggets into gold ingots. If you use this tutorial to build this farm in your world, make sure to leave a like down below and consider subscribing for more straightforward tutorials just like this. Here is everything that you're going to need to make this farm. Additionally, you're going to need almost 3 shulker boxes of magma blocks, as well as about a shulker box and a half of slabs of any kind. Additionally, these stone blocks can be any type you want, as well as the walls, these deep slate blocks, or these stairs. Lastly, you will need a diamond sword, ideally with sweeping edge 3, looting 3, and mending to make this farm as efficient as possible. Extra enchants like smite or sharpness will also help as well. This can be done without a sword like this, but this is how you're going to make this as efficient as possible. A simple trick to find lots of magma blocks here in the nether is to actually come down to the lava lakes here and kind of fly around or walk around looking for big chunks of magma blocks like this. They actually go pretty deep underground and you are able to find tons of them here in these spots. Okay, so the first thing we need to do to actually start this farm is we need to get onto the nether roof. So this farm is only going to work in Java edition, and what you have to do is you have to find a spot in the bedrock here on top of the nether that's at the very top layer. So if you turn on your F3 screen and you look to the right side, you can see the targeted block and the Y value is 127. So that means this is the very top. So then once you find that spot, all you have to do is place a ladder here right under the top layer, and then you just want to take an ender pearl and throw it right above the ladder. It may take a couple tries, you may have to try it a couple times. Just get it until you glitch through the block like this, and then you just hop up, and there you go, you're now on the nether roof. Also make sure you build a nether portal up here, unless you will be stuck with no way to get back to your base. So now once we're on the nether roof, you want to go ahead and turn your F3 screen back on because you want to be located in the nether waste biome. So if you look on the left side of the screen, you can see that we're actually in the soul sand valley. You want to move around till you find the nether waste biome. So here we go, we found a nether waste biome, and once we're in this biome, you want to go ahead and mark out your corners of your farm down here on the ground. So each one of these diamond blocks marks a corner of our farm, and this is an 81 by 81 block square. So once you have the 4 corners of your farm marked out, you want to go ahead and find the center, which is this diamond block here in the center. Then once you find the center, you want to go 4 blocks out from any direction. So we're going to pick this direction. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 4th block we're going to place our scaffolding, and then from here we're going to place our 108 scaffolding all the way up. Then at the very top of your scaffolding, you're going to want to place 2 solid blocks here, and then you want to place 2 ladders on each of these blocks facing towards the center. So there's our center block, and the ladders are facing towards the center. Then what you're going to want to do is shift all the way here to the side and target the bottom half of the top ladder. So there's our bottom ladder, and then here's our second one on top. So we're going to place a bottom slab here, and then we're going to wrap it around. Then after you've made this little platform, you want to go ahead and extend it out 13 more blocks for a total of 15. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then just fill this whole platform in. Then after this step, you want to go ahead and tower up 11 more blocks. Make sure to add your ladders so you're going to be able to get up and down. Then at this step, you want to use the same little trick to place blocks on the side of the ladders that you used down below to place some leaves here. I'm going to use dark oak leaves, but these can actually be any leaves that you want. And you want to place leaves on either side of the ladder just like this. Then you're going to want to place a slab on the bottom half of each of the slabs. And then directly across from this ladder, you want to place another slab, so you have this kind of little step down just like this. Then go ahead and place a solid block at each end of your little steps here just like this. After you have this little V shape, you want to go ahead and place a solid block along the side back here just like this, followed by a slab on each side of these solid blocks. And then you want to place a row of slabs across the top just like this to kind of close it off. And then on these ends, place 2 more slabs on each end, so you end up with a little U shape just like this. And then finally here in the center right across from the ladder, you want to place a carpet here, and then you want to place a lever on each of these solid blocks here on the end. From here, you want to go on top of your ladder pillar here and place a grass block, and then place a second grass block extending 1 out, and then you want to build out 5 blocks on either side of this grass block. Then from one of the corners here, you want to build out 9 more blocks, so it should be 10 blocks in length. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you want to do the same on this side. Then you want to extend each of these ends by 2 blocks towards each other, so you get kind of a C shape just like this. Then you want to connect this end over to this end, so you want to go here and place blocks all the way down to connect this, and then fill this part in as well. The last place you want to place a leaf is here at the end of your little U shape from earlier from these slabs. So next we're going to go ahead and start placing our slab floor. So what you want to do is line up with this carpet and this ladder here and go ahead and start placing out 17 slabs, and you want to make sure that they are bottom slabs here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Next, you're going to come on the opposite side here and you're going to place a slab on each of these corners just like this. And then you want to place stairs across the opening gap here. So you want stairs along this side. And then from the middle stair here, right in line with this line of slabs, you want to go ahead and place 17 more. Then back at the center here, we're going to place 2 more rows on each of these sides. You want to be in line with this row of blocks right here, so where this first kind of gap is, I guess. Then once you find the proper spot where your slabs are, you just want to come on the side and place 17 blocks again on either side. Then after you have your 4 sides marked out with your slabs here, you want to go onto each end and build out 16 blocks on each side. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then you want to do the same on every single side of your farm here. Then after you have each side extended into almost this complete square, you want to come down onto these corners here and connect them coming in like this. So you're going to extend each of these ends by 6 more blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that'll line up right with this one, and you can connect the corners. After you connect all those slabs, you should be left with a shape that looks like this. And then next, we have to fill in all these gaps here with slabs. So you want to fill in this entire floor. For the slab floor, you want each of the long ends to be 33 blocks long, and then each of the little cutouts should be 7 blocks long. Then after you've placed all your slabs and you've completed your floor here, you want to go to the middle on each side, similar to how we started with the slabs, and you want to go and start placing your magma blocks. And you want to place 10 of them on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you want to do this on every single side. Then after you've placed these first couple of magma blocks, you want to go to the end of each side here and just connect them all the way to each corner. So you should have a connected corner just like this, and now you want to connect it all the way around your farm. Then once you have your square fully connected all the way around, you want to go ahead and fill in every single one of these empty spaces with magma blocks. For this part of the farm, the magma blocks should make up a square that's 65 blocks long on each side. So we have our first layer, and right now you can already see stuff spawning, especially gas, and we're going to fix that in a second. So then after you finish your first layer of magma blocks here, you want to immediately go and build up 3 blocks. Go ahead and break the bottom 2 and start building a second layer directly above it. So you're going to have 2 magma block layers mirrored right over each other, and you're just going to follow the same pattern, the same form here around the whole thing and build a second layer. Alright, so after we have our 2 layers of magma blocks here, the next thing you want to do is go to each of these little corners on these spots and actually place a wall on each corner. So we're going to go ahead and do that on each of these 4 corners. So then on these same little parts that stick out here, we're going to skip 1 block diagonally from the wall. So here's the wall, we're going to skip this 1 block and then right here, and we're going to build up 2 blocks and place a bottom slab on top. Then you want to go ahead and make this a little 2x2 square, and you want to repeat that on each of these little squares here. So if we go to this one, we're going to skip 1 block, 2 blocks, add a slab, break those, and then place your little square. And now we're going to do it on the last 2 as well. Then after we place each of those 4 little spots there, we're going to do something similar along the edge here. This time from the very back corner, we're going to skip 2 blocks, and on the 3rd one here, we're going to place 2 up, followed by a slab. Then we're going to continue inward from this one. So after we place this first slab here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 more blocks, and then on the 5th one, we're going to stack up 2 and place another slab. So then what we're going to do is we're going to do that on each of these corners over here. And then after we place all of these here, we're going to go ahead and connect all these lines of slabs up. So we skip 2 blocks there, and then a gap of 4 blocks, and then these should be lined up perfectly with each other. And now let's continue and do it on every side first. Then after you have all your markers in place, we should just be able to go ahead and place our slabs all the way down and connect each of the corners. You're going to want to put these slabs as soon as you finish the magma block layers because they actually prevent gas spawning, and if you don't, you're going to have gas spawning and ruining your farm. So then after we finish our spawning layers and everything up here, what we're going to do is come to the very edge of our farm, and in the center again, we're going to have to find the center. So in this line right here, we're actually going to extend out 8 blocks, and these can actually be top slabs. So we're going to go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to go ahead and do that on every side again. Then after you've extended your platforms here on all 4 sides, what you want to do is take your 4 name tags, and you can name them anything you want. I just went for zombie piglin, and you want to go ahead and name 4 of these guys, and then push them out onto the edge of your little platform here. And then once you get them to the very edge of your platform here, you're going to want to go ahead and break the rest of these slabs in between, so he's just standing on this single block. Then you want to put one on each of the rest of the sides. So now if we zoom out a little bit, you can see that we have each of our zombified piglins on each side of our square here. So next we're going to build up our little center area so where we can be safe and we can actually harvest all the zombie piglins. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to start with our crafting table. So that's going to be our little marker area, and that's going to go right here in the middle. Then directly next to it is going to be a thing of slabs. So directly on our leaf blocks here, we're going to place a row of bottom slabs just like this, and we're going to extend it all the way to where this little thing of leaves goes in, and then you want to end with another leaf at each end just like this. So you should be left with something that kind of looks like this so far. So this part gets kind of complicated with just how we have to place everything, but from here we're going to place a solid block on top of each of these blocks, followed by a slab connected on each one on this side and on this side. And then across the back here, we're going to place an entire row of solid blocks followed by stairs along the side here, and you want to angle these corner ones in so they kind of are forced in like that. You don't want it to be like that, you want it to be cornered like that. Then from here you want to place another row of slabs starting on top of the crafting table, and you want to mirror this row that's already here, or I guess little circle, and stop right before you get to this leaf block. Go ahead and do the same on the other side. Then directly diagonal to this last row here, you want to place a block like this, and then place 2 slabs on the top part and actually break that block you had just placed, and do the same on this side, so that way you have this kind of diagonal little staircase looking shape. Additionally, on top of the stairs here at the 3 in the middle, you want to place 3 more slabs just like that. And then next you want to go and actually put a roof on this. So we're going to start at these corners here and just fill this in all the way around. Once you have something that kind of looks like this, you want to leave this spot as a gap in between and place your slabs here, and then leave a 2-block gap in the middle like this. This is going to be a solid block here, and then you're going to place your trapdoor against this solid block and your button on top of just like this, so this is going to open. Then we're going to continue to build up this kind of funnel looking area, so you want to place a solid block here, that way you can place some slabs on the bottom half just like this. Do the same on this side, and then you want to place them here in the middle as well. You can use the button for this one, and you want to have kind of a funnel shape, and then go ahead and do one more layer just like this. So place another solid block here, and then do another level just above it just like this. After this step, this is actually the top part of the farm all finished. Now we're going to start working on the redstone sorting system and all the redstone components underneath. So then what you want to do is you want to come down here to this bottom floor that we built initially, and you want to count out 5 blocks from the ladder here in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 5th one here, you want to go ahead and build up 8 more blocks. So we place the slab just so we can get on top, and then we're going to stack up 8 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then from here, you actually want to build up 2 more blocks. That way we can go ahead and place our droppers. This level is where our droppers are going to go, so we're going to place them all facing down just like this, and you want to build a 3x3 square centered on this tower that you actually built up earlier. So now we can go ahead and break these blocks, this little tower that we built up. Additionally, you can now also break this temporary block you placed here in the middle. Then after you've placed all your droppers, you want to go ahead and place a hopper facing into each dropper. You are going to want each hopper to go into each individual droppers. You don't want any of the hoppers connecting to each other. Then you're going to take your 3 fences and our minecart rails, and we're actually going to place some hopper minecarts. So what you're going to do is place the fences here along the middle of your hopper line. Then what you're going to do is place your rail against the fence facing into the fence, and you want to shift all the way to the end of the hopper just like this. place your hopper minecart and push it all the way to the fence. Then you want to break the rail, keep shifting all the way to the end, and just repeat it on each side. So like this, push it all the way, break the rail, and then repeat it on the last spot, just like this. So now these hopper minecarts are all in place, and we can go ahead and jump down. And then you want to repeat the same process on the other side. So now all of our hopper minecarts are in place. And now that these are actually in place, we go ahead and place in the rest of our floor. So we're going to place a row of slabs one layer down from this layer. So next, to finish our floor here, because we actually need a row of blocks right here where these hopper minecarts are, we're going to go against this little corner block here and place a piston facing downwards. Then after you place your slab here, you want to make sure it's actually touching the piston. You don't want it half a block below, because that's actually not going to put it in the right spot. You want it touching the piston just like this. Find something that's going to power it, and then it'll push the block down, and you can walk on this and it won't move the hopper minecart. So then repeat that same step for these last two spots here. Now that we have our floor in, we're going to want to go ahead and place some carpet on these slabs here. That way nothing's going to spawn in here. We can also go ahead and break these fences now. And then against these leaf blocks that are kind of pointing in, we're going to place 3 honey blocks across the opening here, followed by a row of iron trap doors right here in the middle, and then finally one more row of slabs across the trapdoors across the top here, just like that. So the next thing you want to do is go back down to your bottom platform here, and we're actually going to start our storage system. So on this right hand side here, so if you're looking at the ladder, it's the left hand side. If you're walking away from the ladder, like in this case, it's the right hand side. You're going to want to go ahead and place a double chest like this, and then you want to place 9 more rows of double chests all the way down on this side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After you do this, go ahead and place a hopper facing into every chest. And then on this last one here, you want to extend this out 2 more blocks just like this. So then from the end of this hopper, you're actually going to need to place a couple blocks down. So we're going to start with 2 blocks down, and then you're going to take an observer and you're going to break this one block and have it facing downwards. And then you're going to come down here and place a second observer facing into it, so you get this repeating redstone clock just like this. And then right here next to the observer, you want to go ahead and place a piece of glass. On top of the repeating observers, you want to go ahead and place a dropper, followed by another little section of glass here, and then our lava is going to go right in here, followed by a piece of glass on top of the lava, just like this. Then next, we're going to create our hopper line. So you want to place a hopper going into this dropper, just like this, then one coming out to the side here. Then you want to make this hopper line go all the way down across all these hoppers until we get to the very end. Then you want to continue to wrap this hopper line around across the chest in front, and add a second row all the way down just like this until you get to this last corner, and then you want to make it take another turn until you're above this chest right here. From this end, you want to go ahead and place another chest coming off the side here, followed by one more right here, and then directly across we're going to mirror the chest just like this, and we're going to place 9 more down. Of course, you want to make these double chests as well. And then you're going to want to go ahead and place hoppers into each of these new chests that we just placed down. So hoppers should be facing into each one, just like this. Then the last thing you want to do at this step is extend this 3 blocks here at this end, break these 2 middle ones, and then you want to extend this line of blocks across every hopper, so it should line up like this. And then you want to do this at every end behind each of these chests. And then we're going to do the same on this last row over here. Then after you've placed these floating blocks here, you want to go ahead and place a redstone repeater facing towards the chest. So you should be facing this direction on this line, and you want to place your redstone repeaters all the way down. Do the same on this row, and then do the same on this last row. Then you want to place a block here diagonally from the bottom one, so you should have something that looks like this, and you want to do it on both sides. And then you want to extend these row of blocks all the way down, and again repeat it on every side of your farm here. You also want to make sure you don't change the timings of any of these repeaters, as this will actually mess up your automatic sorter. Then on the front here, on the side closer to the chest, you want to place a redstone torch attached to every solid block, and again repeat it on every side. Then next, on top of this row of chests here that's actually up 1 layer, you want to go ahead and double up your layer of chests here, extend this all the way down. And then go ahead and place a hopper into every one of these new chests you just placed down as well, until you get to here. Then at this point, on top of these lower level chests, you want to go ahead and place a barrel above each of the hoppers here. So you have your chest, your hopper, and then you want a barrel. And then you want to continue down with this pattern and these barrels all the way down until you get to this last spot here. You don't need a barrel right here. Then from here, you want to go ahead and place a temporary block diagonally to the barrel like this, and you want to place a crafter facing down into the barrel. So you can tell it's facing into the barrel because these little handles are closest to the barrel. And then just go ahead and place a crafter all the way down above every single barrel. Once you have all of your crafters placed, you want to go ahead and place a block in front of each one, just like this. And then you want to place another observer clock like the one we have down there on this spot here. So you want this first observer facing down to where the red dot is facing out like this, and then place another observer facing into this one. After this, we're going to place some more hoppers. So this one is going to be going into this hopper here. We want to place a second one going into that one. And then from here, we're going to place a hopper going into every single crafter just like this. Place one going into this crafter. And then for the rest of these, we just want the hoppers going into the ones below it. From the side here opposite the crafters, you want to go ahead and place 2 glass blocks along this hopper line, and then one to the right of it just like this. And then we're going to place a 3-block long row of stone here on top of our other redstone. So you want to make this little T shape, and you want to extend this all the way down as well. And then we want to go ahead and repeat it on every side as well. Then from this point, on the blocks that are closest to the hoppers here, you want to go ahead and place redstone comparators all the way down, again on every single side facing away from the chests. And then you want to go ahead and take redstone and just place it on the top of the remaining blocks here. From here, you're going to place even more hoppers, and you're going to place the hoppers facing into the comparators. So if you just shift right click, you want the hoppers to be facing a little nozzle into the comparators right here. And you want to do that on every single comparator. Then once you place all the hoppers, you want to go ahead and place a row of packed ice in front of each hopper. Then at this end over here, we're going to fill in our extra glass here. So you want to leave a gap in here just like this, followed by 2 lava in there. On the opposite end, you're going to extend 3 blocks from where this hopper is, so 1, 2, 3, followed by 2 blocks on this one. And then you want to go ahead and place a piece of obsidian right here in line with this hopper, and then 2 more packed ice here to connect this. We're going to extend 3 blocks again from this hopper, so 1, 2, 3, followed by 2 more here, and another piece of obsidian, and then 2 more ice to connect this. Then at the end of this last row, 1 piece of obsidian here, followed by a packed ice. Then on the opposite side here, we do 2 more packed ice and a piece of obsidian. This should be slabs. So you want these 2 blocks to be slabs up here at the top. 2 extra glass are actually going to go here behind the slabs, just like that. Next, from here, from this slab that we actually just replaced, we're going to place a sticky piston, followed by a slime block against the sticky piston, and then we want to place a obsidian block on the side of each, and then 1 more obsidian just like this. Then we're going to place a row of glass all the way around the perimeter of the ice here until it connects back up to that obsidian over there. Then from here is where it actually starts to get a little tricky. So from here, you want to place a piece of glass from this piece of obsidian, followed by another piece of obsidian and a slime block. You want to place a honey block diagonal from this slime block here, right after the obsidian. Then from the honey block, you want to place a row of slabs across every single hopper, just like this. Place 2 honey blocks at the end of this obsidian, and we're going to need another slime block off the edge right here, again followed by more slabs across the hoppers. Skip 2 blocks and place 2 more honey blocks, and then another slime block here against the diagonal, and then repeat the slabs 1 more time until we get to the very end of our lava little pool here. The next thing we need to do is we're going to add 1 more slab out from this end, and then we're going to take 3 stone and place it like this. Then from the spot opposite the lava pool, so here's our lava pool, and if we go in this direction to this slime block, we're going to extend this out twice, and we're going to place a sticky piston up against that solid block. Then from this solid block that we just placed, we're going to extend out 10 more, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we're going to go 18 from this block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Once we reach the 18th block, we're going to take a turn, have it come in twice, and then one more out in this direction, so you have this kind of little curve shape. Then from this end, we're going to skip a block, place a second one, and then have a mirror double block placement just like that, with another sticky piston against this block, and then one more sticky piston placed over here. From here, on top of this original slime block, we're actually going to put 3 here, and then 3 more right here. Then in the center block, across our little lane of ice, we're going to place a glass, followed by another obsidian right there. And then we're just going to extend the glass all the way down over the entire ice pathway. We're not going to place anything here above these blocks. We're just going to turn the glass, continue down this way. Same thing, don't cover these 2 blocks. And then continue the glass all the way until we get to the end of the ice right here. You're gonna place 3 torches, one right here above this slime block, and then one on this piece of obsidian. Next, you wanna place carpets across all of the slabs here. And on this final side, you want to stop right here 1, 2, 3 blocks before the lava, because the lava will actually cause the carpet to burn. Then directly in line with the carpet, we're actually going to place a row of solid blocks right here connecting all the way across, followed by a sticky piston in line in the middle, and a solid block actually on the piston like that. Now we're going to actually start to lay some redstone to make these next couple parts easy. So starting right behind this piston right here, the original one we had placed first, we're going to extend a redstone line directly down and to the right. Then you want to place a solid block right here next to this redstone line, and then on the side of this one. So we're going to use the same trick where we click on the side of the redstone to place that, and then we're going to place 3 more out in the same direction. We're going to place 1 more sticky piston at the end of this line with another solid block at the end, and then we're going to place a redstone line here, a solid block on the side, and then a redstone line here, all across this. And then once we get to this little bend here, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 redstone. Then we're going to place 3 repeaters, and we're going to set these first 2 all the way to 4 ticks, and we're going to leave this one at 1 tick. So this part's very important. You need to set these repeaters to these exact timings. And then we're going to continue our redstone line all the way down until we get to this spot, which is again 1, 2, 3, 4 from the corner. This time it's only going to be 2 repeaters, and we're going to set each of these to 4 ticks as well. And then we finish our redstone line all the way down to this piston. From here, back in the middle along these sticky pistons with the solid blocks, we're going to place 3 glass. Then we're going to place 3 more glass on this side. Then continuing from our diagonal block over here, we're going to need to place another redstone line and another solid block diagonally like this. And then we're going to have to continue this 7 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It should line up with this other row of solid blocks that we put not too long ago. Against this line of blocks that we had just placed, facing in towards the middle here, we're going to place 3 more sticky pistons, and then directly mirrored from these sticky pistons on the complete opposite side, we're going to place 3 more facing in. Behind each of these, place a row of solid blocks, and then place 1 more extending out this way, and then continue to extend this same line on the opposite side until we're also in line with this row of solid blocks as well. In front of each of these pistons, we can also place our stone, our solid blocks. Then on these 12 blocks here in the middle, we're going to place another thing of glass on top of each one to fully seal in our dropper spots. From the middle of the pistons on this side, so you can see our ladder is here on the left side here in the middle of these pistons. We're going to extend out 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to place a piece of redstone here at the end of this line so we can place another diagonal block up like this. Then we're going to go 6 more blocks, not counting this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then from these last 2, we're going to extend each of these 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the left hand side, we're going to extend 1 more. On this same layer, we're going to add a couple of bottom slabs to help us access some things more. So we're going to add 2 bottom slabs there and make it a 2x2 box. And then you want to add the same thing on this other side. Then you can use these slabs to actually build our little staircase to connect to this block. So you're going to place a block on top of this slab, connect it here, and then you want to make a little staircase going up to this spot. Next, we're going to build our redstone line. So going into this block, we're going to place redstone along here. We want a redstone torch coming off of the side of this one, followed by repeaters, all set to 1 tick. Place 2 redstone down here, followed by 4 repeaters going this way. And then what this is going to do is this is actually going to make a redstone clock that can be turned on and off. Next, you want to continue your redstone line all the way down until you get to this spot where we're going to place a repeater. From here, we're going to place our redstone line additionally down to this corner. From here, we're going to place 2 redstone repeaters also set to 4 ticks each, followed by 1 more redstone dust at the end. You want to continue your redstone signal down the other way until you get to this glass block, and then we're going to place 2 repeaters, each set to 4 ticks, followed by redstone dust, and then 2 more repeaters also set to 4 ticks. We're going to continue our redstone dust along this solid block line here, and then right after we finish this solid block line here, we're going to do 1 more redstone repeater also set to 4 ticks, and then we're going to connect our last redstone line. So now you should see that all of our pistons have begun to move. At this point, we are almost done with this farm, guys, so now we just need to connect up these droppers. So under this block right here where our lever is, you're going to place 2 blocks, break the middle one, and then you're going to place 1 block to the side and then 1 curving in. So this is the block with our lever. We have 1 below it, 1 out from it, 1 to the side. Then from here we're going to extend 2 blocks. Then from this end we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Have this curve around and go 8 more blocks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then finally 2 more coming from this end. Then starting on this last end, you want to place a sticky piston and another one facing the perpendicular direction. And then we want to go to the opposite end and do the same thing. So you should have 2 different facing pistons at this corner as well. Next, you want to have an observer facing towards the droppers on each piston. Do the same on each piston, just like this. Then from here, you want to have another observer facing away from the droppers. And then we're going to do the same for every side until we have all of our last observers facing in here. Now the last couple things we need is just our last redstone dust. So underneath the block with the lever, we're going to place our redstone dust all the way along. Then when we get to this corner right here, we're going to place 2 more after the corner, followed by a repeater. This one is going to stay how it is, and then we're going to place the rest of the redstone dust all the way down. Then lastly, we're going to place some slabs on top of each of these observers and pistons, so you create this kind of L shape, as well as cover these sticky pistons down here below. You want to make sure you cover these ones on the side as well. And just like that, our gold farm is now completely constructed. The last thing we have to do is set the item filters. So for these item filters, this first one here, you want to set to gold ingots. And then we're going to use buttons as our filler blocks. So you want to place 4 buttons here, or whatever thing you want to use to fill this, and then your gold ingots. Then for the rest of these hoppers down this line, you want to do the same, but with gold nuggets this time. So these filters should all look like this: 4 random items and then your gold nuggets over here. Once you get to the side with the 3 hoppers, you only want this first one here with the auto crafter to have the gold nuggets. After you set this one, you want to set the rest of these to rotten flesh. And it's just going to look like this, the same as the other one, just uses rotten flesh instead. So to get this farm working and make it as efficient as possible, you first want to have a sword with at least these 3 enchantments on it: sweeping edge, looting, and mending. Other things you could have on this are either sharpness or something like smite, because these are undead enemies. Those will also make this farm faster. And then additionally, you're also going to need a bow and an arrow or some kind of projectile. A trident would work as well. And so what we do is, the reason we have these gaps in between is actually so we can activate this. We're going to take our bow and we're going to shoot one of these guys. We don't want to shoot the guys on the platforms. Those guys need to stay there permanently. So make sure you don't shoot those guys, but we'll go ahead and shoot this guy. And once we hit him, it should anger all of the zombie piglins. So you know that is the zombie piglin mechanic. And they're going to start running into here. If you take a look in free cam, you can see them all running towards, kind of funneling into this area. You also want to make sure you turn on both your levers. This is going to start activating the droppers. You can see that the observers are now facing each other. These are powering, and it's going to start activating all of our pistons. And then you want to stand here and just swipe at these guys. So with smite, it's going to be super fast. Sharpness works. As long as you have at least looting 3, sweeping edge, and mending, this farm is going to work very efficiently for you. And the zombie piglin are just going to keep falling in. So what this is going to do is, all the stuff underneath, it's going to collect it and automatically sort it. See, so you can see everything falling in between, and then the slime blocks push it along. And then what this actually does is it lines up the items along the ice and the hopper here and pushes them across, and if it can be sorted into any of these, it'll be sorted. If not, it'll continue to go around until it hits the lava. So the swords are all going to go in the lava. The rotten flesh is here for trading with the clerk villagers, and then all of the gold nuggets are actually being auto crafted into gold ingots down in here. Additionally, this last little lava spot here is for if this farm ever fills up. It is going to take quite a while to fill up as well, so you won't really have to worry about that. But the way this works is hoppers have a priority to pull down before pushing into an inventory. So when items come into this hopper, they're actually going to pull down here and start filling this chest before they start going into this dropper. Once this chest and all these hoppers are filled, then all the extra items are going to flow into here and it'll offer our overflow protection. So that's how we reduce lag. And you can see that we're already at 21 levels, so this is probably the best experience farm you'll have after you make this. I always use this for experience to level up everything. Of course, you don't need looting for this farm, but looting always makes it faster. And then the guys on the edge here are how we have these zombie piglins, always to be continued angry. That's what makes these guys keep running in. But with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this tutorial. I hope you found it useful, and let me know if you're going to build this farm in your survival world. If you are, make sure to let me know down below in the comments. Leave a like if you found this video helpful or you learned something new, and consider subscribing for more tutorials like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.